Hello everyone, my name is Ebony and welcome back to my channel.
Think I know you better to forget her. Certain people made for running. Think I need you more than let you know I'm bored and tell me this means more than nothing.
So today we are going to be discussing all of the books that I'm hoping to read in spring of this year. Okay, so this TBR actually hits on a lot of different points and I guess we'll just go through them as we go through. But so starting off with my TBR, I have 3 books that fall under the mental health rep category, specifically eating disorders, because we all know I'm a big eating disorder fan. No, that's weird. We all know I have a weird obsession with eating disorders, and so I have a couple of books on my shelves that supposedly have some sort of eating disorder rep, even if it's minor, that I haven't gotten to yet. And so I'm actually hoping to read those 3 books for a video I'm gonna do. It's going to be a getting through my physical TBR video. It's gonna be a series, and I actually took inspiration for this series from Jess from Verity Books, who has a series where she purges her shelves. So she reads a handful of books from each genre per video and gets rid of them if she didn't care for them, or keeps the ones that she enjoyed. And so it's sort of stemming from that, but I'm not purging my shelves. I'm just reading all the books that I own that I haven't read yet. And of course, if I don't like the book, I'm gonna get rid of it. It's not the goal of the series. The goal of the series is to just read all the books I haven't read yet that I own. And for your reference, I have this whole top shelf up here, which you can't even see, I haven't read, plus all of this shelf up to here. So those are all the books that I haven't read that I own. Those will be the ones that will be featured in this series at one point or another. But so getting into the actual books, the first book is The Girls at 17 Swan Street by Yara Zagib. I have no idea how to say their name. But this is, as you could probably guess, a book about eating disorders or has eating disorder representation. I honestly don't know much about this book. The only thing I really know about this book is that the main character has anorexia and that they are a dancer. But this looks like one of those books that's going to have the eating disorder is going to be one of the main focuses of the book, which I'm super excited about. And also, I didn't notice this, but it's written kind of strangely, where there's a lot of page breaks in between the paragraphs. So it looks even though it looks really big, which is probably the reason I've put it off for this long, because it's so big. It's so tall and it's kind of chunky. It's not super big, but it's really tall. But I mean, I think that sort of makes it less intimidating that it's got all those page breaks, so it'll be a faster read. Next, I have Never Enough by Denise Jayden. From what I gather from the back of this book, it's about a character named Loanne who always wants to be popular and pretty like her sister Claire. And as Loanne slips into Claire's world, she discovers Claire's quest for perfection at the dangerous price that it comes with, assuming that's where the eating disorder plays. It doesn't specifically say that she has an eating disorder or even anything mental health related in the synopsis, but I'm pretty sure I did research on this one and then it said eating disorder was a prevalent topic. So I'm hoping it will have good eating disorder representation. And the last book I'm hoping to read for that specific video is this is not it, is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. So this one I heard of because it had a movie adaptation I don't even know how long ago, probably 8 years ago or something. And I was always super excited to watch that movie because I thought it looked kind of fun, but I never got a chance to watch it. But I heard somewhere in the internet that there is a minor eating disorder representation in this book. Because of that, I specifically went and bought this book. I believe I bought it at the same time I bought The Girls at 17 Swan Street. It was for my birthday. And I did a whole video on that. I forgot. I did a vlog about my birthday where I actually went book shopping online because we were during a pandemic. If you want to check it out, I'll link it up above for you. I just haven't read it yet. I'm really excited to read it. I just haven't gotten there. So the next book I have is One Great Lie by Deb Coletti. So this is actually an arc. It comes out in June of this year. I am sort of prioritizing this book because if you didn't know, I recently got a job at a bookstore. They have a bunch of arcs that you can just take for free, and the only thing you have to do is write a small review about it once you've read it, preferably before the book comes out. And so I actually got this arc before I even started working there. So I want to read the book and write my review on it for the bookstore before it comes out in June. So that's why I have it sort of prioritized on this TBR so I can get to it. I don't really know much about what it's about. It's just a YA contemporary, and it is like a travel book, I'm assuming. It takes place in Venice. So yeah, that's all I know. It's got a pretty cover, and I've heard good things about this author, so I'm really excited to get to it. So speaking of the bookstore, of course you know I recently got a job there, and I work in the adult/nonfiction section. I don't work in the YA section, which is rather unfortunate because most of what I read is YA, but I wasn't gonna be too picky. I'm like, I just want to work in a bookstore, I don't even care. Because I work in the adult section, those are the books I work with the most, and so of course part of the job is knowing what books are about and being able to recommend customers books and all that jazz. So this little portion of my TBR is any adult book that we would have on our shelves. And since I've been working there, I've sort of noticed, especially the new ones that have come out, so like I already have like an idea of what books to read, but I don't really know like what's good or what I would like. So I'm enlisting your help. If you have read any adult books, preferably if they're newer, and you really enjoyed it and you have some recommendations, something you think I might like, I am all ears. Your recommendations down below, please, for me. And the last couple books I don't actually have with me. One of them is Spiritbound by Rochelle Mead. I do have a copy of it, it's just at home and I don't have it, which is unfortunate because I need to go get it next weekend. But this is the 5th book in the Vampire Academy series, and if you didn't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't know by now because I say it so often, I co-host the Vampire Academy and Bloodlines read-along, and we will be reading Spiritbound for the month of April. As always, if you want to know more about the read-along, you can click the links and stuff down below in my description box. I always have information down there for you. And the last book, or rather books, I have on this list is the An Ember in the Ashes series. I read the first book in December for my December fantasy challenge, and if you want to check out that vlog, I will link it up above. Basically, I started the first book and I actually enjoyed it, which was a little surprising considering I don't really enjoy reading fantasy that often, but I do want to continue the series before I forget everything that happened in the first book, and then I would have to like reread it. So on my TBR, I have the last 3 books in the series, which are A Torch Against the Night, A Reaper at the Gates, and A Sky Beyond the Storm. I'll probably read all of these on audiobook just because it's fastest for me. I do want to read them before I forget everything that happened in the first book, and then I will never have the motivation to continue the series. But yeah, that's all the books I'm hoping to read in spring. It's kind of a lot, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it goes well. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure you're subscribed down below so you don't miss any future bookish content from me. And if you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description box down below as always. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
All you see is black roses. Couldn't remember things so bad. Don't ask for something